Thanks for joining me again, Gemini. I'm Didici from astrology.com.au. For those of you that are new, welcome. This is the chart for the month of April. I should change that for you from May, otherwise we're going too far into the future. And we see here the important conjunction that I've been talking about to the other star signs this month. Very powerful connection there to the social aspects of your life. That's always the case when the 11th house here is triggered. But the problem you've got there, I'm going to animate this, is the continuing close conjunction of Venus, one of your friendliest planets, and also the love affairs, children, speculation, creativity planet ruling this 5th house, as well as the 12th house, being under the sunbeams. And that can cause some problems. It can disrupt your creative flow to some extent, especially when we see the hard aspects like we see there on the 4th of April, that tough square from the 8th house. Things just aren't flowing for you in that first part of the month. There may be a little bit more sparking of your intellect when Mercury moves here around the 5th. You see that also moving into your 11th house. And that is the communications planet. It gives you the opportunity to reach out, network, talk to friends, re-establish those important connections that have been pretty frayed during the last year or so under this COVID circumstance. The moon will also be an important factor for you this month, Gemini. A little bit of confusion in your work there around the 10th, which is to be expected with the Neptune conjunction. But on the latter part of that day and on the 11th, the moon makes its way into this 11th house, showing just how much focus is there. And of course, the new moon taking place on the 12th will also trigger some new friendships, new associations, and the ability to network to your advantage, even on a business level, because the 11th house also has to do with the profitability of your business life. 12th house is activated thereafter on the 15th. You notice the moon preceded the transit of Venus, an important transit of this 5th house ruler, Venus, the love affairs planet in the house of secrets. This is also, according to the Vedic astrologers, Sukhasthana. Sukha means the bed. So sleep, bed pleasure, sexuality, as well as looking at the 7th and the 8th house. We do look at this 12th house. By the way, I'm looking at this as a Western chart, not a Vedic chart. I only make reference to some of these points so that you can understand why I feel validated in identifying some of these areas of your horoscope as relating to different parts of your life. You notice this 12th house very powerfully activated. The 12th house is also spirituality, ironically. On the one hand, it's sexuality. On the other, it's spirituality. But, they're not really divorced. When you make love and you love a person, you're expressing that inner part of your nature. And here we see, whether it be lovemaking or meditating, there is an opportunity for you this month with the powerful conjunction and also that new moon that took place here to further develop your insights into spiritual matters, to become more self-aware and also much more charitable, which we see also as a function of this 12th house. Notice the full moon there taking place on the 28th in your 6th house. Now that is a whole other area relating to service. Maybe it's not a completely different area, because when you offer true service, you are very much giving of yourself in a selfless manner, and I guess that could be construed as a spiritual activity. I'm focusing on the 12th house because there are so many planets there, but we also see 12th house as relating to immigration, going away, just dropping out for a while. So for those of you that have been perhaps looking to, take that long service leave, that long cherished holiday, if you don't actually do it, again, because of the current global pandemic, you may still be able to plan for that, or at least sneak out somewhere which gives you some respite and takes you away from a madness of day-to-day life that we're all experiencing. The final thing I want to mention is that you shouldn't worry too much about the 12th house being the house of expense and loss and theft. I say that because you've got the protective mechanism of Jupiter here edging its way closer to the midheaven, and that's going to be a very important feature of your horoscope over the coming year. That we're going to talk about later, but I don't want to touch on that to alleviate any of your concerns. I'm going to be here again next month, but in the meantime, don't forget to pop into astrology.com.au. Take a look at your personal reading there. I'm going to textualize this so you can read what I've said, and you can get that in further context by looking at the daily, the weekly, and the yearly readings that we have at astrology.com.au. Subscribe, drop me a line. I'm here, and I do look forward to your company shortly again. Bye-bye now.